I'll be the first to admit, there's something a little sad about watching a pirated copy of the original Star Wars trilogy. It's been out for as long as I've been alive. You'd think I'd own a legal copy by now. But really, where can you find a legal copy nowadays where Greedo shoots first? Nowhere. It's a sad fact of life. I pull another chip from the bag and munch as quietly as I can. I have the volume way down so I can hear the rest of the house easily. The crunching of the chip is almost loud enough to drown out Han's rant about the Falcon's speed. My eyes dart up to the girl on the ceiling. She's still staring, wide-eyed, her pupils dilated, and her claws clicking rhythmically at her sides while she sits watching me. I pull out my phone and snap another picture of her, checking to make sure the screen stays empty. It does, and I slide the device back into my pocket. The owners of the house had been right. They had a ghost, but it was a harmless haunt, incapable of manifestation. The creepiest thing she had done was stand at the end of the hallway and watch me watch TV with their amazing sound system. She clicks at me and I hush her, as though it wasn't already hard enough to hear. She doesn't respond, and I regret not downloading a version with subtitles. I've been here for almost a week. So far, only Little Miss Claus has shown up, and it hadn't been hard to identify her. She's the ghost of a girl who had suffered from an acute case of depression and took her own life. Apparently, she did the deed with a pair of scissors, which explains the increasingly annoying clicking scissor claws. Her family had sold the house after the loss of their only daughter. It eventually ended up in the hands of the current owners, the ones who had hired me. Their descriptions of the haunt had pretty much been a dead ringer of the girl. They had, of course, complained of cold spots and objects disappearing and reappearing elsewhere, but odds were high that they were misplacing their own stuff and giving themselves the chills. Same way any scary movie can. For the chills, I mean. Good old-fashioned forgetfulness explains the moving stuff. The girl keeps at her clicking. Her bloodied claws are writhing as she stares, sitting on the ceiling as though she had chosen to break a few laws, starting with gravity. Answer me a question, Ghost Girl. Why does everyone who's dead seem to have black hair? I mean, really? Do gingers actually lack a soul or something? Before she has a chance to answer my question, a knock comes from the door. I swear to... Someone call the cops on me again. I'm gonna give them a goddamn reason to. I'm not an effing squatter. I was hired to be here. I free myself from the ensnarement of the amazing plush furniture and trudge to the door, muttering nonsense the whole way. Throwing it open, I find someone new.
You're still here.
Yes, I am. I'm still working. Well, not right now, actually. I'm taking a break while some things are settling. And, you are?
You know, most of the other neighbors think you're a squatter.
I grimace. Yeah, I know. I've had to talk to the police twice already.
What are you even working on? I thought that they were done with renovations months ago.
Yeah, like I'd do something as psycho as that. The owners reported some odd noises. Creaking, groaning, rattling. The kind of noises you don't want to be hearing in a newly renovated home. The thing is, their contractors haven't been able to identify the source or even replicate the issue when on site. I do construction. I'm in between jobs right now, so they're hiring me to stay here until the issue occurs and use my expertise to identify and resolve the problem. That sounded pretty believable, not to mention oddly close to the truth. It'd have been enough for the police both times before, after all. Well, that and a Skype chat with the actual owners.
That makes sense. So, what, you're sleeping on the floor waiting for the noises they were reporting?
I don't have to sleep on the floor, considering it's fully furnished.
You don't think it could be the ghost that's rumored to haunt this place?
I force a snicker, and she immediately flushes. Yeah, I'm not the superstitious type. Everyone knows ghosts aren't real. Everyone was wrong, of course. But I wasn't going to admit that right now.
Look, I didn't...
Though if it's a long-standing rumor, it might have been something to do with the foundation. Do you know how long this building has been haunted? She flushed further and bit her lip. What was she doing here? An amateur hour ghost hunter, maybe?
I don't know. At least 10 years. That's when my family first moved in over there.
She points to what was, more or less, a mansion across the street and a few houses down. Not that any of the other houses were less impressive. This was kind of a high-end neighborhood, which was a large part of the reason I had met law enforcement twice already. I suppose I'll have to go back at it again with my level. See if I can find anywhere that may hide a seam in the foundation.
Do you need help?
Okay, seriously, what was her deal? No, I've got it just fine.
Oh, okay. Well, it was nice to meet you.
You too, kid. She stands there watching with the eyes of a puppy as I close the door on her. I look back to the clicking ghost on the ceiling and realize that I got more heebie-jeebies from talking to that girl than I did watching movies with a ghost hanging above my head. I nearly jump out of my skin as my phone goes off. The ringtone clearly indicates it's to my work number. Looks like I have another job after this one, Snippy. She clicks the same as she had before, unresponsive to my attempts to converse with her. Which is a good thing. It means she's a passive hunt. No need to gank her. She'll fade naturally. I answer my phone and wait for the words. There's a moment of silence.
Is this the boy in the Dillon's house?
I recognize the voice immediately. I hang up. Her knock follows not a moment after.
I heard your phone ring. You answered at exactly the same time.
Maybe she had gotten my number somewhere, caller ID or something in the house. Maybe she didn't realize the significance. How did you get my number?
Well, way to maintain an air of mystery.
Huh?
Aren't you supposed to have some line like la la Fatagan or something?
No, the caller is supposed to say that. Fuck. Did I just say that?
Oh.
An awkward pause hung itself, much like I was thinking about doing.
Can I come in? It feels odd to talk about this kind of stuff on the other side of the door when you're right there.
I grimace and let her in. How did you get my number?
I read about it on 4chan. I wasn't sure it was you until just now, though. I had my suspicions from the moment you arrived.
Someone posted my number on 4chan?
You're nothing like I imagined from the urban legends, though.
What, were you not expecting a black guy?
Well, I was expecting someone tall and dark, so I suppose I was right in a sense.
Oh, that's brave. A race joke.
Why are you making it about that?
Because I'm hoping it makes you feel uncomfortable and you'll leave.
So, is it true? Is anything here?
I almost turned to check on the girl in the ceiling, but maintained my gaze. Nothing that the tenants have to worry about, it would seem.
That's an evasive answer.
Will you leave if I give you some information?
Yes. Well, maybe. It depends on what you tell me.
I'd figured as much. I'm a spiritualist, I work for folks who think they have ghosts. I flip up my hood. With the appropriate ambience, I strike a much more intimidating character. The girl's face paled a little.
No kidding.
The hood is actually one I stole from the body of a serial killer. His psychic residue left it with an aura of violence that would invoke fear. It's a long story. What more would you know?
Are they real?
Yes, but they're so rare, you will never encounter one in your entire life. It was a half-truth. She wouldn't. She didn't have the spiritual perception. The lie lay in the rarity, as advertised by the clicking of the girl on the ceiling.
Oh.
Disappointment. Good. It shouldn't take much to push her towards boredom and a departure. She looks around the house, the disappointment slowly spreading to her face.
So there's no...
Why does she stop? I follow her gaze to the girl on the ceiling. The clicks grew louder. The ghost stood up in a violent convulsion. Oh no. She could see it, and it her. All at once, it rushed her, claws sweeping wildly as its seizure-like movements brought it closer. Fear had taken the girl's voice. Should I kill it? No, it's harmless to almost everyone. There's only one thing to do. I roar. I feel my body start to crumple. I always feel like this when I roar. To tell the truth, I still don't even know what I'm really doing. But I can feel myself die, just a little. And let's just say when I actually die, I'm going to be a handful of a haunt for my successor. The girl on the ceiling stops in her tracks. A moment of pause and she retreats, sitting back above the TV where she had watched me earlier. I let out a breath as my soul snaps back into place. Behind me, I hear desperate gasping. Great, maybe a panic attack will scare her off. Slowly she raises her arm. I follow the finger. It's not pointing at the girl on the roof.
There's someone out there.
I turn to the glazed glass door. Pressed flush against the glass is a face without features and hands with fingers too long. For the first time in years, I felt my blood run cold. No.
What's wrong?
Her voice is still panicked.
Scream again! Make it go away!
I try to speak, but my voice catches in my throat as its hand glides smoothly to the doorknob, and the handle begins to turn. I lunge to turn the deadbolt.
What's wrong? What is it?
Why can't I speak?
Scream again!
The handle stops rattling. The form steps away from the door, fading into obscurity of the frosted glass. No.
No, what?
She was in shock. It was a defense mechanism. I wish I could easily overcome my fear with it. We need to figure out a way to escape. I had grown complacent. Even the most violent specter I'd encountered as of late had never actually threatened my life.
Why? Can't you deal with it? Why are you scared of it and not the woman with bladed hands?
That's the thing outside. I call it a slender. I don't know what it is, I don't know if there's more than one even.
Slender? You call it a slender? Like Slender Man?
I nod, watching for movement outside the door. The last one. I wince just thinking about it. I've only ever met someone like me once. It killed them. It doesn't obey any of the rules. In the distance of the back of the house, I hear a rattle, and then a slow, deafening creak. She gasps, then stifles her breath. Silence falls as even the clicking stops.
It's inside. Oh God, it's here. Why did I come here?
The ghost on the ceiling scuttles away, hurrying up the incline above the stairs. I try to steady my breathing. Slowly, I lean over, peering around the corner, down the hallway to the back half of the house. As still as the grave, it stands, a silhouette in the hallway. Fuck. Should I move? Should I run? The decision is made for me as a hand closes around my own. The sight is gone as I feel myself tug backwards. I turn, following the girl from across the street up the stairs. Why are we going upstairs? There's nowhere to escape from there. It's too late to change my mind. Behind me, at the foot of the stairs, it stands, still as stone.
Run!
I flee, retreating to the safety of the master bedroom, locking the door.
What was I thinking? I should have just kept running. Why did I stop? Why did I think you would be different than anyone else?
What?
I thought you were strong. I mean, you are strong, that's obvious. You were able to travel so far.
I just took a plane.
Jesus, you're that strong? You can keep up that level of manifestation long enough to fly on a plane?
What?
I mean, I can appear within 10 miles of where I died, compared to the boy that those creatures devoured.
What are you talking about?
I've never met a ghost as strong as you.
I'm not dead. Abruptly, she stops in her tracks.
Are you kidding? How can you be so strong and not realize you're dead?
I'm not dead.
Look, it doesn't matter what you think, because in a moment that thing is going to come in here.
She grimaced, holding back tears.
It's going to come in here and kill me again. I'm not ready for that. Dying once was bad enough.
For a moment, the veneer fades and I see her, bloodied and bruised. She looked like she had been hit by a truck. You're a ghost? Splinters hit my shoulder. I wheel. The creature fills the doorway, like a tombstone. I wheel around. Splinters hit. You're a ghost? Splinters hit my shoulder. I wheel around, finding my blade in motion as fluid as only practice can provide. The creature fills the doorway, like a tombstone. And then it moves. Like oil sliding across a hot pan, the creature sidesteps me, ignoring me as if I were nothing more than a piece of furniture. It approaches the girl, and I hear her scream. I scream. Reality becomes a blur, and I bring around my blade. The blade vibrates violently, but I feel something give. I feel it before I hear it. A scream like my own. I watch in confusion and horror as a seam tears open across its face. Then, I watch it tear apart, unhinging its jaw. It steps forward. It's upon me in a heartbeat, catching me midair. The blow so hard and fast I see stars. The air knocked me out of my chest. I am numb as I land. I see it lurch towards the girl, her spirit flickering. No! No. Not again. I won't let you! The creature turns slowly, looking around as though confused. I step toward it, and each of my footsteps seems to burn the ground. The creature steps back, still silent as the grave. I'm lost in what I'm doing. I reach out and simply touch the creature. Waves of light and color wash over the creature, pulse by pulse. The creature's color slowly shifts to match the world around it. And then, it's simply gone. My breathing steadies, and the color fades. Eventually, the world turns pale, normalcy descending. The creature is simply gone. What was that? I looked down, opening and closing my fists. There was nothing left of whatever I had done, or the slender for that matter. I look around the room, impossibly confused. No, seriously, what the fuck was that?
I don't know. Am I supposed to know?
No. Damn, I hurt all over. Who are you anyway?
Tulip. My name's Tulip.
Tulip? Brooks?
Yeah?
Then who? I turn to watch the scissor girl skitter away.
I don't know. She's been here since before I died.
I flop back down, laying flat on the floor, and close my eyes. My parents' old house is just as I left it. I wonder exactly how much upkeep Marcus has actually been doing. Judging from the lawn, he's at least mowed it in the 4 years since I've seen him. Fuck, 4 years. Had it really been that long since I had returned home?
Wow, you have a really nice place.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Your place. It's nice.
How are you here?
Spirits are tied to places they have strong emotional attachments to.
That and people? Oh no, don't tell me you're haunting me now. She doesn't reply, only blushing. Great, now I've got Sabrina the teenage ghost following me around.
I'm 26.
You died when you were 16, so you look 16 to me. Silence falls between us. Look, just stay out here until I've had a chance to talk with Marcus. I approach the doorway with more than a fair degree of hesitation. What was I expecting? Her words echo in my head. It wouldn't be the first time I had encountered a ghost who didn't know they were dead. They would block it out. Their death, their funeral. They would then avoid anything that will remind them of their death. Like their home. My eyes settle on the front door as it opens, and a larger man steps out. His shaggy, dirty blonde hair is cut the same length as when I last saw him, but his jaw is framed by a neatly trimmed beard. He's carrying a blue garbage bag. He only takes 2 steps from the door before he meets my eyes.
Tyrone? 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 Tyrone?
It had been a long time since I'd heard that name. It sounded almost alien. Hey, Marcus.
Holy shit, you're alive! I kind of assumed you were. I hadn't been kicked out of your place by your next of kin yet. man, it's so good to see you. I thought you were dead.
Why'd you think that?
Maybe because you've been gone for 4 fucking years? What the fuck have you been doing?
Work, mostly.
I hope you're getting paid buku bucks if you're ignoring your friend for 4 years.
My thoughts trail to my less than impressive bank account. Not really.
What, did you join the military? Chicks dig boys in uniform. Is that how you picked up the chick?
What chick?
The chick that's been staying in your room for the last month? Showed up out of nowhere and just kind of waltzed in. She had a key or something. Not very talkative.
I don't bother to answer the question. I step past him, his face contorting in worry and confusion. I step inside and feel it immediately, the presence of a haunt. I walk towards my room. The door is open, and she's sitting. Just reading. I don't recognize her, but she's clearly dead. The hair bleeding up the walls and tangling up towards the cow skull are dead giveaways.
Man, I'm sorry. Is she just some homeless chick that picked the lock or something? She seemed like she owned the place, so I assume you knew her. She said she was waiting for you, too.
Well, apparently, she had a normal-looking outward manifestation. I know for a fact she didn't die here. And she's been here for a month? She must be incredibly powerful.
Okay, man, your silence makes me think you might know her. But there's something awkward about your relationship you're not telling me, so I think I'll let you two talk. But if you fucking leave without talking to me about whatever the fuck you've been up to since you left, I swear I'm gonna kill you.
Marcus walks away, closing the door behind him. It's kind of unfortunate. I don't have a moment to enjoy the fact that his threatening of my life confirmed that neighbor girl had been wrong. I was still alive. Unlike this girl. Who are you? Look, I know it's not the best question, but really, I'm a mess. I had been almost completely convinced that I was undead until a couple of seconds ago.
Tyrone, I had been expecting something more noteworthy for something like you.
Something?
I was expecting Damien, perhaps.
You should really consider answering one of my questions soon.
What? How can someone so powerful not know they are dead?
I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck and my forearms rise. No, I was alive.
The simple answer to that is that you're not dead. An anomaly, but not dead.
Like, what are you?
Unlike you, I am dead. I am dead, and I am happy to continue being so. I like being here. I don't want to leave.
Hey, this is my house.
Not your house. I mean the material world. You see, I'm too strong to so easily fade, and I've been here a long time.
Then...
I'm more than strong enough to attract the attention of the gnolls. Yes, like the one you killed, or whatever you managed to do to it. Do you even know, by the way?
Are...
Yes, I can read thoughts. Sorry, I'll stop.
I glare.
My name is Ripley. I am a ghost.
She grins.
And I would like very much to stay that way.